Hello again and welcome to Andy and Kate's allotment. I'm Andy and welcome to our YouTube channel, Andy and Kate's allotment. We'd love you to follow our progress and subscribe. So if you like what you're watching, then if you're watching for the first time, then please press the subscribe button. If it's not the first time you've seen our channel and you are already subscribed, then please spread the word. As I say, I'm Andy, and what I'm going to do today is, it's quite an exciting part of the gardening year, because I'm going to do the first lot of sowings. I've decided to split up the sowings, the February sowings. I was going to do them all in one go, all the February sowings all in one go, but what I've done is I've not been able to set up a greenhouse as yet, so I haven't got that much space. What I've done, and I'll show you at the end of the video, is I've bought some grow lights. So I'll explain more about what they actually do and how they work when I show you them on the video. But basically I've bought some grow lights which cover a certain area and a certain number of seed trays. So what the thinking is, if I do it in two lots instead of one, that I'll be able to spread out the number of seed trays that I use, and be able to use the grow lights instead of a greenhouse. And then when they're ready, bring them down to the allotment to plant into the beds. So welcome to my potting shed. I've just got it all set up ready for the spring, and what I'm going to do today is the first lot of sowings. And so what I've got is I've got some spinach, and that's the variety is Vidania, and that's like a true spinach, a proper spinach. So it's a case of sowing it nice and early so that it can give us some really nice harvest until it rises up to flower in sort of late May, early June. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Second thing is I've got some shallots that I'm going to grow from seed, Zabruna, which are long torpedo shaped courgettes, so the banana shaped ones, and they again can be put in nice and early, as can the onions for bulbs. This is an old variety called Ailsa Craig, and this is quite a large onion. But I'm going to sow them as with the shallots. I'm going to multi-sow them. So I'm going to put them maybe 3-4 in a cell, which I'll show you when I show you the planting, or the sowing, should I say. And so I should get, instead of one massive onion like with the sets, I'll get one big onion that I sowed in November. With these, I'm going to sow them in multi-sown clumps, and I'll get maybe 4 or 5 larger onions. I'm going to do some salad onions or spring onions, white Lisbon, quite a popular variety of onion for salad onions, and I'm going to plant those exactly as I do for the multi-sown bulb onions, but just put maybe 10 seeds in there, because they're not going to bulb up, they're just going to be made into a clump of smaller onions, obviously, that we harvest when they're a lot more immature. Otherwise probably they would bulb up if I left them. But we've got the spring onions, then some radish. Because radish is so quick growing, I'm going to do some early radish, because again they're better in the spring or in the in the late part of the season, in the autumn. They are prone to disease and to insect damage in the summer, so it's best to avoid the summer for radishes. So I might get a couple of nice harvests of radishes if I start nice and early. So that's where I am. I'm going to plant some more aubergines. I had a bit of an accident with the pot of the aubergines that I planted a few weeks ago, so I'm going to plant some more Black Beauty aubergines. So that's basically what I'm going to do. Let's get set up and do some sowing. So the first thing to look at is what we're going to plant the seeds into, and that's a mixture of peat-free compost, which is obviously the dark part of this mixture, and the second thing is something called vermiculite. You can use something called perlite, but either way, both of them are a type of expanded rock, and what they do is they have no nutrients in them at all, but they allow the seeds and the mixture to drain. So I'm using these kind of cells to, so this is a 60 cell module. These aren't the best because they are a bit flimsy and they are likely to split when I push out the seedlings, but they will do, they'll do for what I've got. So first things first then, what you can see there is you can see that I've put a good lot of compost into the cells, and then we just push them down to get a good thing of a good filling of compost. Then just go same again, just quite thin this time, and same again, just literally just tamp them down just with your fingers, just push them in. It also gives them a nice firm base for the seeds to go into. Just smooth it off again, push it in, and there we go. That's all ready for the first lot of seeds to go into. And the first lot of seeds that I am going to sow is spinach. And as I said earlier, this is Medania. Loosen it down and I'll show you the seeds. These are quite large seeds, so they are quite easy to hold, and to make sure that you get the right number of seeds in each cell. I'm just going to more or less use all of these, I think. So there we go. You can see the seeds there, quite large, so nice and easy to go into the cells. I'm looking for 2, maybe 3 seeds in each cell, and what will happen then is each lot of seeds will get a clump, will form a clump of plants, and there were the little clumps that I put straight into the ground. I'm not going to thin them or do anything with them apart from just put them in straight into the ground. And as I say, these will start harvesting probably early April, something like that, right through till late May, early June, when they're programmed to rise up to flower. So that's when the season will be over as far as they're concerned. So you've got to miss out the flowering season, because otherwise, if you plant them too late, so if you plant them sort of into the spring, they'll think it's time to flower, and so they will actually just instead of producing leaves, will go to produce flowers. So and that's what we don't want. I'm just going to put these back into bucket, slightly more than I thought. So as I say, that's 60 cells, each with, say, an average of, I've probably gone a little bit more than 2, I've probably gone 3, so that's 180. 360 is, yeah, 180 little plants of spinach. So then what I need to do, a common mistake is to cover seeds too much. What you need to do is look at the seed and basically cover it twice the depth or the width of the seed. So if you've got these seeds, it's very they are, even though they are relatively large seeds, you know, they are quite small. So the amount of mixture that we need to put them in or to cover them with is quite small. So I say I'm just literally just sprinkling it on like this. It's the odd one there that I've missed. So there we go. The only thing left to do, once I've covered them all, is first of all to just give them a tamp down, and again just another push, just to make sure that the seeds are in contact with the potting mixture. Just need to put a bit more in there because that's just a bit, that's it. Just to make sure that the seeds are in contact with the potting mixture. And there we go, that's 60 cell seed tray all ready to be watered. So I'll put that to one side. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the other seeds, with the onions, the shallots, the radishes and the spring onions, and then I'm going to put some of the aubergines in a pot. So the way of doing it is exactly the same, so I'll come back and show you when I've done. Okay, so that's all of my seed trays filled. I've got three there. I've done half shallots, half Ailsa Craig onions. Well, actually I did slightly more, so there's probably about 2/3 and a third. So they're all done. Those are the spring onions and the radishes. So that leaves the spinach, which I did originally. So 2 more things to do. First thing is to give them a good water. So first thing to do is a watering can with a rose, and just give them a good drink. The idea is to get the compost as wet as we can get it without the seeds floating, because we don't want them to float from one side to the other and get all in one, get all the seeds in one module. So if we just give that a bit of a rest, let that soak through, and then do it again. So the idea is, as I say, to get it as saturated at this point as you can. And I think we're about there. We're getting a lot of standing water now, so just let that, as you can see, drain off. That's just draining onto the floor and then out the front of the potting shed. So that's fine. And same with each of the other two. You say just get the compost at this stage as saturated as you can, and then don't keep watering it. Just keep them moist, but not standing in water. The last thing that seeds need is to be stood in water. They don't like it, and they won't germinate the same. But initially, to get them going, you need to get the compost nicely saturated. So the last thing to do then is just to label them up, so we know exactly what we've got in each module. So that's basically the first lot of sowings. As I say, the sowing method is quite similar in most of the things that you're going to sow. And so the main thing is get the potting mix right. The next thing is get the modules nice and full. The next thing is only cover the seeds roughly twice the depth of the seed. So the bigger the seed, the deeper they need to go. The smaller the seed, the nearer the surface. And give them a good water and then label them. So the next thing I'm going to do is to show you back at home with the growing lights. Okay, so I'm back home now with the seeds that I've just planted. So as you can see, I've put a label in each one, just so I know which one it is. So I've laid them out now, and this is the setup that I've made with my grow lights. I've got 2 sets of 4. So obviously when I do some more planting, the other 4 can cover the other seed trays. Now the one that you can see there, you can see that it's got some red light, some orange light, or some warmer light, and some white light, and that is the spectrum of light that's in normal daylight. So the idea is that the lights that I've got mimic daylight, and so I can keep them inside with the warmth, but they won't grow leggy or try and grow to the light, because the light is supplied for them. So as I say, that's what each light looks like, and they just literally shine over the seed trays. There's a timer on it, so I can do it for sort of 12 hours at a time, and then it'll go off, so that'll mimic night time. And yeah, that's basically what the setup that I've got, and we'll see how quickly seeds start to germinate in this kind of environment. So that's the end of today's video. As I said, keep subscribing, keep spreading the word, keep putting the likes out there, because it really does help with the growing of the channel. It's something that I'm really passionate about and would really like to do all this year and onwards from there. So say, just help us out, just give us a subscribe, and we will in return keep you posted as to what's happening, the seeds that we plant, the seeds that we sow, the seeds that we then plant into the allotment, and harvest time. So with that, it's another sign off from me, and happy gardening.